Roy Rose just gave us a picture, so it's the loading again. Are you there, gentlemen?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So we've got you on sound. We're still waiting for the actual camera to load for some crazy
Hey,
reason.
you don't want to see us right now anyway.
All right, so
We've been drinking.
my.
all right.
Oh, I'm with you,
Oh,
brother.
I want to see this.
So guys, I want to know, while we wait for your camera to load, let's talk for a second. We've got about 7 minutes till the Southeast Asia qualifiers come out. What was it? Take us through your evening so far, because I know for the last 3 hours you have been waiting, and I imagine staring at your computer monitors, hoping that your name pops up on that list. What was it like when it popped up?
Really loud in the house.
Lots of screaming.
I think I kissed everyone in the house. we were a little worried because, like, some of the teams in the compendium, like Union Gaming and stuff, we saw them in there and we're like, well, why are they in there and we're not? And, like, these teams are like, beat
That was bullshit, yeah.
Fischl or whatever, and we're like, okay, well, it's like a little worrying that we weren't. Like, that's the biggest reason we were worried, because we weren't in the compendium.
Dude, I will also tell you that we were worried. Nar
Yeah,
was. We were definitely worried.
Well,
You were worried about not being.
Well, we were okay. We
not
were
being
worried until we saw that Summer's Rift were also not on there, and there's literally no fucking chance that they don't get a qualifier.
well,
invite.
your team roster is relatively new, right? I mean, those, especially North American rejects.
It's
So
like a month, and a half,
But,
2 months.
hey, let's let the
not that
guys
new.
that like just came on talk.
Yeah, sorry.
They're new,
Yeah,
but they
correct.
have like a certain like. I remember Nahaz was talking about pedigree, and they've kind of like been players that have
Yeah,
had results in the past. So.
Just from like how long they've been in the scene, they kind of like deserve the invite. If they want to like make a team like just for TI, I think that's like totally acceptable considering how experienced they are. Like the team's going to be good. Like that's just how Dota is. Especially with the new patch, like every team gets reset when the patch comes out, and like they're gonna figure it out because they have experience. So I think it's like definitely deserving, even if it's like a newer team.
So you guys are in the qualifiers. You're going big on this. I know that when we talked on the show a couple of weeks ago, you said that the whole purpose of getting the house that you guys all moved to in Florida. For those of you who don't know Team Leviathan, they all moved to Florida. What was it, 2 months ago, to work towards being in TI. How? I mean, you're kissing each other. What happens now? Like, what is the next 2 weeks look like?
Probably a lot more kissing, a little bit of getting drunk, and maybe getting stoned or
Jesus.
Hey, we're not gonna judge.
Hey man,
Fuck yeah!
everyone celebrates in their own way.
Play
So,
Dota,
You guys
dude.
are living
Play
the
Dota
dream.
and win.
Yeah.
Are you
Dota.
going to
Wait,
practice at
yeah.
all, or is it just drinking and stoning?
No, we've been practicing. Unfortunately, we've like had to play not safe first, like every tournament in the past 2 months, and they're like the bane of our existence. So, but we've been practicing like a lot of strategies, and like the main goal here is TI. So, a lot of the stuff that we're like preparing is like specifically for that. So we're hoping to, at the very least, like make like a big splash in the qualifiers, like top 4. But we're obviously going to try and win, and we've got like some gimmicky ass strategies for it. But like at least top 4, I think.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you guys
yeah.
you guys released a video. What was it? 7 months ago, Jenkins' Guide to How to Become a Top Team. That was basically just try to make it to playoffs so that people see you. And now you're the North American qualifiers. That's got to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
a good feeling.
didn't really. I mean, I was like a 4.1K rated like idiot last year, so being like literally in the TI qualifier is pretty stupid. Honestly, I don't know how the fuck this happened. Thanks, guys, or whatever.
So parents everywhere can thank you when their kids start stopping everything that they're doing and focusing on raising their MMR.
Guess so, dude. I mean,
Awesome.
Come on.
Well, guys, I appreciate you calling in. I am incredibly excited. You've been a friend of the show to see you guys get to the qualifiers.
Congratulations.
Congratulations
I really
for
am.
sure.
I am thrilled for you guys getting that opportunity, and you're gonna do great.
thanks
Thanks.
for
yo,
the love, guys. It really like keeps us motivated.
Leviathan, I have one question. Are you guys playing at your house or at that one LAN center? The same one?
At the house. At the
I got a
house.
house.
Alright, but I know you had the guy who owns the LAN center was over there. Do you guys like ever go over there and play?
Me and Nusham went there like once.
Just
Yeah, there's not enough space for 5 people.
It's gone downhill since
Smells like shit.
Nar was here or Navi Best was here.
Boy, this is major shit talking on this gate. This whatever.
I don't care about arena anymore. They
All
stopped
right.
paying. It's a
All right,
fuck
guys. So thanks for stopping by. Good luck in the tournament. I'll be following. We'll get you back on the show as qualifiers advance. Have a great evening and celebrate because, gentlemen, you definitely deserve it.
Thanks, Copies.
except Shredder.
All right, so I want to touch. I want to touch on Zyordi joining real quick since he has just arrived, hasn't had a chance to talk.
What? He joined like 30 minutes
I've
ago.
been here
Right,
for like
and
10
nobody,
minutes,
and he hasn't said a word, so that's why I'm going to
I've
him
just
now.
been taking a back seat.
I said hi to you. You said
I want to hear a little bit about what your thoughts are on not just the qualifiers that have come out, but I know that you were in the car with the rest of the BTS guys as the top teams were announced. What was the feel with the group? Do you guys feel like the top teams invited really represent who should have been invited to this?
Well, you know, we were just a couple of cool dudes using the Periscope and trying to make some new friends on the internet.
That app is so cool. It's like fucking instant on the phone. Like
It's actually
if you open like
cool,
the app
I'm
on
not
your
gonna
phone
lie.
to watch the stream, it's really fucking cool.
I don't know.
It's basically instant.
Nahaz, do you know what Periscope is?
I do not.
I don't either.
Which
Okay,
it's
I'm
it's
old.
basically
Me
just
neither, man.
mobile streaming. That's all it is. It's just an app that's
Gotcha.
like for mobile streaming, but it works really well. I don't know if it's like efficient or some shit, but it works on 4G. Matt was testing it out at the venue. That's why I installed the app. He was like, "Yo, Zyori, tell me if
That's
this
awesome.
works." And
Oh, that's cool.
I decided to use it in the car when we were driving back. But anyway, back to the real topic here. I don't think we had any huge surprises about the big invites, the main invites. I think Malaysia over Rave was the biggest one, the big shitstorm on Twitter. We had a meeting about the summit as we all got back, and we were sort of watching it unfold during the meeting. And when Malaysia was announced, there was just a solid few minutes of just fuming and fucking shenanigans being called. I don't know. I really think Rave was very deserving, and you guys already kind of talked about it. That's a bit of a heartbreaker. That's really the only big surprise. I think Newbie, you have to invite him because they're the returning champs, but goddamn, do they look terrible.
So bad.
Like, they just look completely unenthused, and like they don't really have a focus, or I don't know, man. Maybe they can turn it around before the event, but I have no confidence.
Speaking of Rave, we're about 20 seconds out from the Southeast Asia qualifiers being announced. This is the last group that we are getting tonight. After this, we're going to know what TI looks like. Before we all hang up after this comes out, though, I do want to ask briefly, so think about your thoughts on the idea of a 24-hour qualifier, essentially, and running these things synonymously. And here come the teams. So the listed teams is 5EVA, Maneski, Can't Say Whips, Rave, TNC Gaming, MVP Phoenix, Signature Trust, G-Guard, and MVP Hot 6. So, what do you guys think of this list?
G-Guard.
I don't know G-Guard, and I don't know TNC Gaming.
TNC are new. TNC actually got. They just beat Malaysia 2-1 in a best of 3.
Okay.
This is all from Durka, by the way. Who's I don't know why he didn't just join the call, but yeah, G-Guard does not belong in that list. No way. But TNC's results lately, yeah, they beat Malaysia 2-1. They beat Phoenix. They beat MVP Hot 6. They should
Where's
be pretty
Arrow?
Where's First Departure?
Where is
First Departure disbanded?
Probably in the dumpster with the
Did they
rest of the
disband?
team.
Well, this is another region where it's very. There's a
Where's
lot of
Zephyr?
differentiation between
But
the top and the bottom.
this
right?
is
Where's
this
Zephyr?
is like this is brutal for Rave though. This is absolute. I'm not even 100% sure that Rave are the favorites.
What do you think? You
Well,
think
who would you
Phoenix-
say are favorites over them?
Given their connection situation,
Right.
right?
Oh, well, yeah, that could be an issue. That's what I wonder about as well for Phoenix and Hot 6. I look at Signature Trust as a dark horse here, man.
Yeah.
Mikkel's he's a real motherfucker. He is a scary player to go up against. I've seen that team behind by what I've thought is an insurmountable lead, and he don't even need his team. He'll create space for himself on a hero like Morphling, farm up like mad, and then just take over. I don't know. That's a team that I'm always interested to see.
So if you guys had to pick your top 3 for let's take the internet out of the equation for the moment. If you had to pick your top 3 teams coming out of SEA, most likely to really be fighting for those qualified spots, who do you think that's going to be?
I'll just say Rave and both the MVPs.
Okay.
And they're just MVP Hot 6 almost qualified for the Red Bull land. They lost 2-1 in the last game.
True.
And they
Hot
look
6
good.
has been looking better than Phoenix
Yeah,
recently.
yeah, exactly. And they're like,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's this team, but I mean, it's kind of like in any land. If you get hot at the right time, you have a good chance of taking anything. And they look hot right now.
Especially with a new patch on the gate. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
hot on a new patch...
I mean, the patch is going to be much more settled than in 2 weeks when
Because this is still
3
May
weeks or
29th.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
3 weeks.
3
chat
weeks,
by the
yeah.
way is saying that G-Guard is Yamate and Nets team.
Okay.
So that's again. There's
Oh,
the
okay.
pedigree. there's the pedigree factor going on there.
They don't have a
which says like a bit of-
Wikipedia account, so it's hard to look up. It's whatever.
Holy
They don't.
Grant
Dude, they
going in.
It's just they don't.
All right, so Zari, who's your
No
top?
faith
Who
in
are your top
Miracle?
3 picks out of here?
Okay, so obviously Rave, I think, is the no-brainer. Hot 6, you got to put in there from recent results. I would honestly go Signature Trust over MVP Phoenix. They're pretty wild card to me. I have a little bit of faith in Miracle.
That's
I
the
don't know.
Kells,
But,
man.
what did I say? Yeah, no, the Kells is on Signature. I was going to say Miracle's team, 5. How do you fucking say that stupid name?
5
5 ever.
5
Ever.
Ever.
Have they done?
Yeah.
Have they done anything?
Ever.
All right, I cast them a couple weeks ago, and they didn't look that great. But you never know. Sometimes
Well,
Miracle
they've been
pulls
trying
out
to win
nice
5
stuff.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Wow.
That's what the
Wow.
name is. That's what it is because they can't. They've been trying forever and they gave up. Anywho, so it looks like we have a pretty big breakage between the top of this list and the bottom of this list. Is that fair to say?
No.
You don't think so?
No. This is it's SEA, man.
Actually,
it's,
this G-Guard team could be legit, dude.
Flip a coin.
Winter,
Flip a
I
coin.
got some faith in my man.
And they do
Is,
got
is Witter gonna play with them?
Yeah.
Apparently, well, I'm looking at their Wikipedia page,
Yeah,
and
no,
he is
so-
their
okay.
captain and drafter.
Yes.
So.
And to be fair, on the TI5 website it says G/guard, so that's what I typed in. Just and it didn't come up. Okay, that's my bad.
I mean, do
Yeah.
you guys remember last year Mineski's run at the in the qualifier? So I'm not saying it's easy to tell, but yeah, Rave should be the #1, and then these Korean teams definitely have been performing this year from last year. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the qualifiers work out. But you know, one of these teams that you're not going to be expecting is always going to make the run at the top 3 or the top 2. So you can't count out. There's really just too much to.
Yeah,
You can't go off anything to me.
I think
Besides Ray
Parker's
I think
chance to
anybody that says they know who's gonna come in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at this qualifier is a little bit nuts.
Mm-hmm.
This is the SEA Dota is impossible to call at best, and this field is really. I really do hope Rave win. I really do. But
Does
other
anybody
than that,
have faith and can't say whips?
I mean, they beat. God, who
No,
they-
nobody does.
I don't. I've
Don't
seen
try to
that.
bring up their
pretty
stats.
assy
Be
at
like,
major
well,
also.
in their second to last game, they won.
No,
by...
they've
Oh, my
had some
goodness.
wins.
Don't they have
But-
like one good player? Like, isn't Chains or whatever?
You know,
On
we
that
should
team.
talk about
Chains
something
is-
else. Something else that's really important.
Face off.
And what's that? What's that, Ryu?
Do you think anybody has a chance from any of the open qualifiers open to win?
I think there's some names that could have been on the qualifier list that aren't, and I think that they could.
Yeah.
I think that there's
Like which teams?
what did we talked about? Who's the South American team we talked
So,
about?
Oreo and
no,
E-Hug are
Oreo.
already on there.
I think Pain, E-Hug, and
Pain.
Board. They're all
Yeah.
3 really good teams. Yeah.
Dude, in that, if Yawar, Tralf, and Mason make a team,
Oh,
then
and Black Sheep.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
I'm
Black
in on
Sheep's
them.
mean.
I
They
mean,
Black Sheep would
could
be brutal.
easily.
it could
make
already
it
be
10.
confirmed.
I think Yawar is really good.
You are is an
Mechanically.
better player than Sumail, but
I think mechanically Yawar is insane.
no, he
I mean, nobody doubts the individual skill of those players. What I doubt is their ability to stay on a team long enough to make it to the international.
And do you
Dude,
know how?
if they win, okay, shut up, Andrew. That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard you say.
No,
Are you
it's
serious?
If they enter an
That's a
open
perfectly valid
qualifier,
point.
if they enter an open qualifier and they
Right.
win the open qualifier, they're gonna stay together until the end of this fucking thing.
It's not like this is unprecedented. Wasn't Tralf on E-Hug when they
They're not
qualified
gonna break
for
up in the middle of
major
the
All-Stars?
qualifiers, dude.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Oh my.
That's fair, but to be fair,
Hello, I've returned.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Charlie.
All right, that's my cue to leave.
yeah, I'm
All right.
All right, now that
What
Charlie's
did-
back, I'm going to take
what
this
did I
chance.
miss? What
did I
All of the
miss?
qualifiers are out, but here's the deal, guys. We have the qualifier lists out. I want to go through one thing real quick. I want each of us to tell. I want you to pick which qualifier you're the most pumped about watching, and then I want to ask briefly about this qualifier format and what do you think that's going to sort of mean to the event in general. And then we'll wrap up because this show has been almost 3 hours and 15 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my baby woke me up at 5 this morning, so I'm crashing pretty hard. So my apologies. That said, looking at this qualifier list, gentlemen, which one do you think you are? What are you the most excited to watch? What do you think gets you the most pumped about staying up late and watching these games?
Europe. That's an easy answer.
Europe.
That's Europe, everybody would say.
Yeah.
Nope.
This EU qualifier is just.
Well, Greg, you're biased and you're
I'm
dumb,
biased as
so
fuck.
nobody cares.
I'm in on the NA
It's
qualifiers.
objectively Europe. It's not even an
Yeah.
argument.
There, yeah,
It's
there's
Yep.
like.
So
as Nahaz say, the pedigree of all these European teams is outstanding. Whereas,
say pedigree one more time. Say it. I swear to God.
Okay, I'm gonna
Summoner's Rift. Summoner's Rift.
I'm pretty pumped about the North American qualifiers simply because this is a region that a lot of folks have counted out in the past, and we've got some really great teams that are going to be competing. On a side note, for those of you who are watching and listening on the podcast, etc., I've already been contacted by a couple of teams, including Ush, who I think what is Hip is pretty familiar with, as well.
Fucking hope so.
As well as the guys from Complexity. So I'm going to work to try to bring on the North American qualifier teams throughout the next week or two, to sort of have a chance to talk and let you get to know them, because a lot of these teams are sort of unknown on the larger scale. That said, let's go to talking about the format. This is a pretty intense format for qualifiers. It's a online qualifier that's running basically 24 hours a day in 2 miniature sections, so 25 through 28th and then 29 through June 1st. What are your feelings on this format?
Terrible.
Kill me.
Now, you say kill me
You guys
because
really don't like it? What's so bad?
well,
about it?
because
What do you mean? What's so bad about it, Andrew?
I can't watch all the games.
Yeah, honestly,
Oh,
it's just the games. You can't watch them all, but at the same time, you can still rotate out people, and
Well, that's
maybe
more
you're
of
just
a
gonna have some
scheduling issue
recaps.
than
You couldn't watch them all at the qualifiers when they just had one running at a time. so-
Okay, look at it this way: you couldn't watch all the games at TI4 either.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you?
Okay,
This is also a fail.
I mean, well, they tried as best they can with the multi-twitch. The only way to really fix that is by having like another week or two. That's the only way you can really fix
I'm
it.
hoping
There's
that
not
for the
enough hours
6-day
in the
main
day.
event this year that we're not going to have
Oh, the main event,
more
yeah.
than 2
But
games going on at once at most.
right.
I
The
they'll
main
still have
event's a
4. It
different
seems
story.
like. Yeah, the main
So-
event's a different story, but
But how's the staffing going to work? I mean, Zyra, you work for a studio that's probably going to be covering this tournament.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, does
I don't know.
Does,
Oh my God.
Does,
What is that even supposed to mean, dude?
does this,
I don't know. I
does
wasn't
this
paying attention
format,
for a while. I just wanted to flame somebody. I'm
Does
sorry.
this format provide a logistical issue that you guys are going to have to really figure out a way to deal with?
You mean just the nature of all
I
of
mean,
it running
yes.
24/7 for 9 days or whatever it is?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's a logistical
That's a fucking problem.
nightmare.
I don't-
Dude. That is like, yeah.
I don't
I'm
understand why these have to be compressed into a week. I really.
I think it's because of the other tournaments too. Like this
Yeah,
is a big
it
deal
is,
too.
it is,
You
but-
have to like get it all out of the way as fast as possible for all the other major tournaments that are before TI. That is like the biggest problem I see as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a fundamental scheduling issue. With you want it to be as fair and as possible and have as many opportunities for everybody and all that bullshit, but you can't really just like take a month of time and just block everyone else's schedules out and say,
Well-
fuck it, TI's happening, sorry.
But you can if you planted it. This is my the single biggest reason why I was excited about the majors is because it signals the end of this regime where Valve is involved with competitive Dota for 2 or 3 months of the year, and the other 9 months they're like, peace, we're done.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is we're talking about what is likely going to be upwards of a $15 million tournament. There is no reason why we have to have online qualifiers. There's no reason why we should be finding out
That's a fair point.
about the schedule like
Yeah.
only 2 weeks in advance.
True.
I mean, let's put that in perspective. Just think about how they want to grow the tournament. They want big hype. Even the reveals of the teams, I said it already and I'm going to say it again, if they had given head notice to some of the studios, this could have been massive. This could have been a huge World Cup level like draw event. Not that level, but the same idea.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what the
be-
NCAA does. The selection show, right? I mean, that's one of the most anticipated parts of the tournament. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I think you would
Forgiven.
all be. I can't go into detail, but I think you would all be very surprised at the lack of detail. Those of us who, how did you put it, Toffees, have perhaps a fair chance at doing some of the coverage.
Dude, no one knows
know
fucking
about
shit.
the plan and the schedule. We know next to nothing.
No one knows fucking anything.
I was floored when I go to Columbus and I'm like, okay, guys, hey, I'm in my first LAN. I'm so excited. Hey, what's going on with the TI5 qualifiers? Silence. I mean, total silence.
I mean, even
Everybody
if you look
thinks
at this,
we're trying
like,
to like hide some secret or something,
No.
and there's just there's nothing to hide. I wish I had a secret to
dude,
hide.
even
you know?
even
It's
if you like
just-
look at it as like they just have 2 hubs again, like it's not even a solution, because if they do that, then one hub gets China and SEA, and one hub gets America and Europe.
Yeah.
Like that's not
if
a
they
thing.
did 2 hubs again, I don't know. I think that whole model is just fucked.
Do you think
I mean, I
Okay.
think it would be fine if they split it up, but with the way they scheduled it, splitting it up doesn't fucking do anything.
there's no
You still have to. The problem
It's
is you
still
still
going
have to
24
watch
hours.
every single game, so you
Whatever.
know what
Okay.
happened, and you can still explain what happened to the viewers. If you just sit out one day, have for Europe Hub, one day for American Hub, you have to still watch the entire day there. You have to be very vigilant in all your work that you're still watching the qualifiers, because the next day you're still gonna have to talk about all the teams, all the players who made all the big plays, what's happening so far. So still, you're gonna have time
Right.
issues no matter what.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm just in this for the kitten cam. Like that's the only reason I look forward to the,
The
hubs all
kitten
year.
cam?
So that said, I go ahead.
I sincerely hope there are not 2 hubs again. I really did not enjoy the sort of hostile situation that got started with the like EU hub versus NA hub, when you have all these people that are reinventing the wheel doing pretty much the same thing, one with more kittens and Mario Kart, of course. But I think it added too much noise about like which hub is better, which one has more tits, which one has more fat dudes. Why isn't it more just about the teams and the Dota? You know, it's the TI qualifiers.
Right.
It's not the
Right.
you know, I love the idea of having a couch stream and having pros there to cast and having like the best of both worlds. But when you create this environment where you have 2 different studios on opposite sides of the world doing the same thing, it just is. It's not.
I mean,
really
that's what I
good
was
for
saying.
anyone.
Is like if you split, like the thing is that like splitting regions doesn't help, because one hub gets clearly fucked on viewership at least.
Absolutely.
So,
So
yeah,
guys,
exactly that too.
Guys, I think this has been a great show. It's we're pushing 3.5. I actually turned 32 40 minutes ago, so I am going to. I'm gonna-
Happy birthday!
You're the
You don't
man.
look a year older than 18, dude. And, like,
Right? Right? Well, that's because I can only grow an 18-year-old's facial hair. That said, though, I think it was a great show. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna have a birthday scotch before I go to sleep tonight. Do we have any last thoughts? Let's do this. I want to run in a circle. I'll call your name. Give me your last thoughts, maybe a shout out, or just sort of your opinion on TI and maybe what you're looking forward to. So whatever floats your proverbial boat, you've got a minute or whatever you need. Go ahead, Greg.
oh, go God. Shout out to Nar. I'm actually having a lot of fun managing them, and I'm looking forward to the qualifiers quite a bit.
Awesome. Zari?
Shout out to Toffees for being a badass, and inverse shout out to Greg for being useless.
Inverse shout out.
Inverse shout out.
Well played, sir.
Ryan, what do you got?
Shout out to Beyond the Summit. I'll be going to their event here shortly. We're gonna be meeting everyone there. I'm gonna be seeing the Yori.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, thanks for inviting me. Yeah, that should be very fun, and it's been a pleasure to be here and talk with everyone, even you, Greg.
And Grant, what do you got?
Shout out to myself, because I will be casting every North American game, if I'm invited to a hub or not, at my own channel. And a shout out to RP2. I will, yeah. I mean, I don't give a shit.
I like that initiative.
Regions,
I like
but
that.
North America, I'll be there. Shout out to Coors Light, Magnum Condoms, Hennessy, RV2, mostly chat, love him, and Bush Dota. And Steven Korov, my man.
Oh, shit.
So fucking sick.
Nahaz, what do you got?
I feel like we've said some positive things, we've said some negative things. Yeah. We've all had our complaints about certain things, but when you boil it all down, I'm looking at the list of 10 teams that got direct invites, and I'm looking at these lists for these 4 regional qualifiers. This is going to be some amazing Dota. This is going to be the best Dota 2 event to date. I am incredibly hyped. I'm incredibly pumped. I just can't wait to see what comes in the next couple weeks. And shout out to all of the players and all of the teams who got invited to the main field and to the qualifiers tonight. They've all worked incredibly hard, and show us what you've got in the weeks to come, guys.
All right, and last but not least, Charlie, what do you got?
So I'll give a shout out to High Ground TV because Greg shouted out his team, but not his actual studio, which is really interesting.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And then shout out to
Poor Mott, Greg. Come on. What do you
Shout
think
out-
Mott
Came on
feels
here
right
and
now?
flamed me for fucking 15 minutes. You think he's getting shouted out?
Maybe you shouldn't start Gerg live while he's
Suck
casting.
my dick.
and then
Guys, come on. Charles is talking. He actually got invited to the direct. Like, he's a good manager.
thank you, Grant.
What?
Shout out to Summers Rift. Jimmy just asked. They had a rough one lately, but I know they've been putting in a lot of work, and I know I give you guys a lot of shit, but I'm really looking forward to TI and to seeing all of you guys. It is my favorite part about going to events is seeing all the people that I haven't seen in a long time. This is the only reason that I do these stupid fucking shows is to shoot the shit with all of you guys, even Greg.
Just call my show stupid, asshole.
And shout out to
You're lucky
my
that's
team.
all he said.
Shout out to my team, EG, all the players. They've put a lot of work into this, and sometimes they're all a bunch of idiots, but I'm really, really proud of them and everything that they've accomplished, both last year and this, and all the years to come.
That was
It's
beautiful.
the Bible film.
Tier. Well, guys,
And Toffee's yours. Your turn.
I appreciate you being on the show. Obviously, my name's Toffees. You can find me at Toffees_Dota2. I do want to touch on one thing real quick because I get the pleasure of the last word, and I want to say this. No matter who you like, no matter what the lists look like, this is shaping up, based on what that list says, to be one of the best, in my opinion, TI to date. Competitive-wise, teams-wise, excitement-wise, even the prize pool, if you look at it right now, on day 5, we're cracking the $6 million mark. It took us over 10 days to do that last time, so the prize pool is on track to be the biggest in history. This is the right time to be a fan of Dota 2. I appreciate you guys being here, both the panel and the fans, and I will be bringing you coverage constantly, whether I'm at the summit, whether I'm at TI, or whether I'm sitting on my ass here at the house through TI and beyond. We appreciate you watching the show. Please hit the follow. Check us out in the future. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. And as always, Toffee's out.
Is it over?
It's not over.
It's not
God
technically
damn
over.
it.
So now we got another 20-minute filler. All right, guys. What are we doing now?
20 minutes? No, it's a 14-second delay. Once the screen goes to overlay, I'll cut it. And then I'll edit out, hopefully, the voices. Or they'll hear us talking. Because I can never figure out the highlight system. Alright, there we go.
So, Greg, you want to go play Dota?
Dude, I played 11 games in the last week. Fuck off. While I'm fucking working part-time, graduating from college, all of you can suck my